Hello. Oh, yeah. Does that sound better? I guess so. Here we go.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome back, guys, on today's show. The mystery solved of the Black Wedding Ring bands, and also a teacher hypnotizes students that later die, and why this man is telling a flight attendant, Jesus is coming for you. And who is Joe, and why is he so hungry? All this and much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. And for the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you up to date on local news stories. Local news stories? No, just regular viral stories and news articles that you might have missed over the last several days, or we'll be talking about it here in the upcoming few. How are you? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you getting along with everyone? That's all we care about. Bear with me as I'm dealing with the lighting situation here. Does that make me look hot? I mean, outside of being somewhat attractive myself. Does that light make me look hot? Let me go back to that one. No, it looks good. That's a good angle. And the reason why I'm worried about the lighting and stuff is that we're going live right now on YouTube. So jump on over there, search Deacon Live, all one word. You can see us live here in the studio. And this is just a little trial issue. Not an issue, a little trial thing that we've been trying to do, or something we've been launching or wanting to launch here for some time now. So it's little baby steps, as my wife says. Little baby steps in getting this thing up and running and doing what we do here on the show. Now, what's on everyone's mind right now and what's been taking over the airwaves, over the media sources and whatnot, is this story right here. A trans dad shoots his wife, 3 kids in a horrifying family dispute at a crowded Rhode Island hockey rink arena. Is that what it is? Arena? So what happened was this gentleman, why my headphones sound, there we go, a little bit better. Got to turn them up a little bit. So this guy, Robert, what's his name? Robert Dugan? Dorgan, sorry, Dorgan. The shooter, 65-year-old Robert Dorgan, who also goes by Roberta Esposito because he's trans for some reason. And I'm going to switch over to camera, is it camera 3 that we do this? Camera 3. So here he is. I don't want to say he's trans. He's got like tattoos all over his arms and stuff. He's got turquoise jewelry on, and he's posing in front of this like Harley Davidson motorcycle. He's got goofy sunglasses on, and he's got like the old school Sammy Hagar haircut. You know, that blonde with the curls and stuff. He doesn't look trans at all. Well, I mean, who am I to say? I'm not a professional by any means. He just looks like a glam rocker, and I guess he's saying that he's trans. So let's find out what actually happened. A twisted trans father shot his wife, 3 kids, and a family's friend in the stands at a high school hockey tournament in Rhode Island this past Monday, sending the panicked crowd streaming and fleeing for the exits. 2 people were killed and 3 others are in critical condition at the hospitals after the gunfire erupted in the Lynch Arena in Pawtucket around 2:30 p.m., according to the cops, who described the incident as a targeted family dispute. The shooter, 56-year-old Robert Dorgan, like I said, goes by Roberta Esposito, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, the police said. So let's find out a little bit more. Dorgan was the father of a senior at the North Providence High School, one of his 6 schools participating in the co-op games during this hockey tournament that they were at. He shot his son's mother and their 3 children, and a family friend who was there spectating the games. The mother died at the scene, and one of the children died in the hospital. The woman who has been seen leaving the Pawtucket Police Department following the deadly shooting rampage told reporters, "My father was the shooter," and claimed that he was plagued by mental health issues. "He shot my family," the quote continues. "He is dead now." She's adding that, yes, he was very, very sick. The live stream of the hockey match captured most of the spectators and players as they dove toward the floor as approximately 11 gunshots ran out. Many players on the bench scrambled as they pushed and squeezed out of the box, where some of them were ditching their skates in the process. Others vaulted over the barriers surrounding the rink and headed straight for the locker room doors. So, they say, let's go back to me now. They say that transgender is not a mental disease. They say transgender or anything of that where your identity is not what they say it is. They say, no, we were born this way. This is the way we are. I agree that maybe it's a small percentage. I mean, a very, very small percentage of the population are born with non-gender specific genitals, non-specific hormones or whatever that's in their body. Because I've seen them, especially in this area where I live at. I've seen them at the Walmart. I'm like going, I know you're a girl and you're trying very hard to be a girl, but you have a beard. You have, facial hair. Kind of like when women go through menopause. They start getting masculine facial hair because of, yada, yada, yada. This guy at 56 years old decided, you know what? I'm not a guy anymore. I'm a girl. I'm a rock and roll girl. And Dad, you're stupid. You're sick. There's something wrong with you. Who knows what led up to the sickness? Was he on drugs? Was he on something? Mentally, he can't be married with 3 kids and then all of a sudden he's now sick. I say he can't, but it just doesn't happen that way. There's a progression there. He made a decision to get married. He made a decision to have 3 kids. I'm sure they're 2, 5, and 7, they're not like, on top of each other. They're probably spread out. So this went on for probably, several years and stuff. I don't know. He's got a kid in high school, so there's an old enough to be in high school, I guess. Mental issue? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because there's something wrong when you say, today I'm a shoelace, you got to refer to me as a shoelace or whatever the joke is that's out there. No, you're just confused. Why do you feel this way? Sometimes I feel a little different. Here comes the stuff. Sometimes I feel a little different, like I don't feel 100%, but I don't sit there and take out 15 kids or whatever like that because of my mental health. I've got to kill somebody, that's not the answer. Why is it always the answer? I'm sick, I'm mentally, people don't want to say I'm a woman, I have to kill somebody to prove my point. Why is that always the answer? It's never, I'm going to invest in the 401k with all my money, It's never the opposite as far as, you got a mental health or whatever. So this guy, Robert Esposito, killed himself, killed his family. Unfortunately, the wife had to die. she was probably going to leave him, divorce him, and take everything away from him and put him in a home, was going to Baker Act him or whatever they do with people that are mentally healthy or mentally ill like that. And he probably had enough. And it just happened to fall out right in the middle of this hockey game. So there you go. He's out there. Well, not anymore. He's dead. All right, when we come back, this guy went to CVS to get his uncle his meds up in New York and didn't make it. And I'll tell you what happened to him in that horrible snowstorm that came through. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.